Thank you for coming back to my channel. Now we'll take a look about the Indian Councils Act of 1892. Indian Councils Act of 1892. Why was this act introduced? After the formation of the Indian National Congress in 1885, educated Indians began demanding more participation in government, a chance to discuss public issues, representation in legislative councils. To satisfy some of these demands, the British Parliament passed the Indian Councils Act of 1892. Main features: Number 1. Number of members increase. Before this act, legislative councils had only a few members. The Act increased the number of additional members in both Central Legislative Council, provincial legislative councils. What is a non-official member? A non-official member is not a government officer. Examples: Indian lawyers, landowners, businessmen, teachers. These people represented society instead of the British government, but the official members were still more in number than the non-official members. This means the British government could still easily pass any law. Remember, more Indian members were added, but the British still controlled the councils. Number 2. More powers given to legislative councils. Earlier, members could only sit and listen. After this act, they could: Number A. Discuss the budget. Members could ask questions like, why is so much money being spent on the army? Or why isn't more money spent on education? But they could not vote on the budget. They could only discuss it. B. Ask questions. Members could ask the government questions about administration. Example: why are roads not being built? Why are farmers suffering? However, they had to give advance notice. The government could refuse to answer. They could not ask supplementary questions. So this was only a limited right. Number 3. Beginning of elections. This is the most important feature for competitive exams. The Act did not use the word election. Instead, it used a different method. Example: suppose a university wanted someone in the council. The university would recommend a person's name. The governor or viceroy would officially nominate that person. So the process was: university recommends a person, governor or viceroy nominates, become a council member. This is called indirect election because people were chosen through recommendations instead of a direct public vote. Who recommended members? For the Central Legislative Council, the Viceroy nominated members based on recommendations from provincial legislative councils, Bengal Chambers of Commerce. For provincial legislative councils, the governor nominated members based on recommendations from district boards, municipalities, universities, trade associations, zamindars, chambers of commerce. These organizations suggested names and the governor officially appointed them. Limitation of the Act. Although it was an improvement, it had many weaknesses. The British still had the majority. Indians could discuss the budget but not vote on it. Members could ask questions but with many restrictions. No direct elections. Real power remained with the British government. You can just pause this video and read this quick revision table by yourself. Remember this progression. 1861 Act, Indians were nominated to councils. 1892 Act, Indians could discuss the budget, ask limited questions, and indirect election began. 1909 Morley-Minto reforms. Direct election was introduced for some seats and separate electorates for Muslims were introduced. This sequence is frequently tested in UPSC, SSC, State PSC, CDS, CAPF, and other competitive examinations.